Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Albert. I'm a real Boeing 747 captain, and this is going to be the last video of the series called How to Fly a Real Boeing 747. We've just landed in Miami now. We vacated on taxiway Tango 8, and I'm going to show you how to taxi into the bay, how to shut down the aircraft, how to secure the aircraft, and how to shut down some of the engines on the way to the parking bay. So sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so here we are. As you can see, we've just vacated runway via taxiway Tango 8. We are now holding short of runway 1230. Let me quickly bring up the Jefferson chart. I'll show you where we are. So we vacated here on Tango 8. We are holding short here, just short of runway 1230. So what we'll do now, we'll turn left onto the runway like that, and then we'll go down Sierra. We'll taxi Sierra all the way down to Eastern U cargo area, which is here. And then we'll park here in the corner on Bay Whiskey 48. So let me show you the inside of the flight deck again. So the after landing flow, we're going to turn the APU to on. We're not going to start it. We're just going to turn it to on. Then we're going to configure the lights for taxi. So our outboard and inboard landing lights will be turned off. The turn-off light as well. We'll just leave the taxi light on. And the strobe light, let me just zoom in, will also be turned off. Then pilot flying will turn off his weather. Pilot monitoring will turn off the terrain display. Flight directors will go off. Indicated airspeed, you can tidy it up nice, leave it at 200 knots. And we can select the engine page on the lower ICAS. Order brakes to off. Retract the flaps. And the speed brake. So it's a bit slow. And transponder, we will move to transponder. Okay, now we're ready to continue the taxi. I'll release the brakes. Okay, so we're going to cross the runway now, or we're going to enter runway 30. Turn left onto the runway, and then we're going to turn left onto Sierra again. Okay, onto the runway. First left turn will be Sierra. Remember, the maximum taxi speed we want to do on the 747 is 30 knots. And we want to be 10 knots when we enter a 90-degree turn. Okay, we're now at taxiway Sierra, and we're passing Yankee. Okay, so for the Dash 8, which we're in now, the recommended cooling time for the engine is 5 minutes. So 5 minutes after landing, we can do ready. So we can shut down engine number 2, or we can shut down 2 and 3. We can shut down both in this case. So we make sure the flight levers is on idle. Number 2 fuel control switch will go to cutoff, as well as number 3. There we go. And then we can expect the ICAS message eng 2 shutdown and eng 3 shutdown. We'll clear that. And then we'll just continue to the bay with engine 1 and 4 to save some fuel. On the ERF, the recommended cooling time for the engine is 3 minutes. It's only recommended because sometimes when you land and it's a very short taxi, you might have to shut down all the engines in less than 5 or 3 minutes, depending on which aircraft you are in. Okay, we're getting close. Start the APU. It spring loads back to the on position. And it takes a few minutes. As soon as the APU is running, we'll get a memo message there saying APU running. As soon as the APU is running, we can turn on the APU Gen 1 bus, which is there. Remember, we cannot turn on both of them, because if we have both of them turned on, they cannot open the side cargo door to offload the aircraft. So only once loading is completed, we can turn 1 and 2 on. While they're loading, only APU Gen 1 will be on. And it goes the same for the GPU external power. 1 will go on whilst loading, and 1 and 2 when loading is completed. Okay, here we are, approaching Eastern U. We'll turn right into here and park at Whiskey 48. Yeah, you have a lovely view of the control tower as well. As you can see there on the memo message now, APU is running. So we'll turn APU Gen 1 on the bus. You'll notice the ICAS message select Gen of 1. We'll just leave that displayed. That is normal. You can see the signing on the ground there. Whiskey 49. Let me see here. I said Whiskey 48. We'll just park here at Whiskey 49. I'll show you the outside view. Beautiful Boeing 747-8. There you go. Back to the inside. Set the parking brake. As soon as the parking brake is set, we can configure the hydraulics. Number 4 to aux. 1, 2, and 3 off. Fuel control switches goes to cutoff. You can see there all the fuel flow is indicating 0. So we'll turn off all the fuel pumps. That's done. Beacon light will go off. Seatbelt signs to off. Transponder to standby, and we can score 2000 again as a default setting. Now we wait for the engineer to connect to the aircraft, and he's going to tell us the chocks is in place. When the chock is in place, we can turn off system number 4 to off as well. Okay, now that's done. The aircraft has been shut down. How to secure the aircraft? It's pretty straightforward. Emergency lights, we'll turn them off. IRSs, all 3 of them will be turned off. And if we have external power, we'll turn it on there now. We don't have external power, we'll leave the IPU running. And just to reduce the noise in the flight deck, we can turn some of the packs off. We can leave pack 1 on. Turn 2 and 3 off. And then we can select the shutdown checklist. Shutdown checklist reads: hydraulic panel set, fuel pumps is off, flaps is up, parking brake is set. So I'll just item override that. Fuel controls is cut off, weather radar is off. That is the shutdown checklist complete. And then we can do the secure checklist. IRSs is off, emergency lights off, packs, we'll leave 1 on. So I'll item override that one. That's a secure checklist complete, and as easy as that, we've completed a whole 747 flight like we do it in a real aircraft. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please leave a comment if there's any more videos you would like me to do. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.